420R. This thing's wild. I should have put on sunscreen. I'm so exposed to the elements. My left elbow is just hanging off the side of the car. 1,200 pounds, about 210 horsepower, ITBs. The owner, Tyler, paid about 57 grand for this here in the US. Built it himself. Probably a bit more expensive now with the tariffs. We've got a 2-liter inline 4-cylinder, naturally aspirated. It's the Duratec Ford motor. Hoping my audio recorder here actually picks up the sound once we get up to speed. No windshield, so the GoPro is going to have useless audio. 5-speed manual, plate type LSD, double wishbone suspension. There's so little space in the footwell. I'm wearing pretty narrow shoes. They're Pilotis, but when I hit the brake, I have to be really careful not to accidentally press the gas. No ABS, no traction control, manual steering. This is going to be a treat. Oh my God, my wrists, my fingers, my ankles are like roasting down there with the sound of these ITBs, man. Absolutely incredible. It's fast in a straight line, although not insanely so. 210 horsepower, 1,200 pounds. Pretty great power to weight ratio, but there's no aerodynamics at all. You're basically just relying completely on mechanical grip from the tires and suspension. There is a lot of grip, but when it does break loose, it does so very, very gradually and progressively. My only challenge, having only 20 minutes behind the wheel, is the fact that this unassisted steering rack is so heavy. I don't trust myself to be able to catch it, even if I can feel it happening well in advance. What an experience. I only did a 150.6 lap time. This car has so much grip, so much braking performance. No ABS, no problem. There's way more tire grip than brake bite, actually. Absolutely incredible. One of the most fun and insane cars I've ever driven. Here's the owner, Tyler. Wow.
Yeah, leave it in gear.
Leave it in gear? Oh my goodness.
What'd you do?
Only a 50.
Okay, that's pretty good actually.
I wasn't getting anywhere near the limit because my wrists and hands were just seized up.
Yep, that happens.
The whole time.
Yeah. You have to tell yourself not to grip too hard.
Right.
Did you get any fuel cut in 6?
Nope.
Okay.
Not at all.
Yeah, I think it just has to be topped off.
Okay. I was taking 6 really slow.
Okay. Well, honestly, 150 is solid, dude.
Really?
Yeah, because my 2 friends both did 52s.
Okay.
They're first out, so you beat them.
What are you doing out here?
45.
45?
Yeah.
Holy sh...
45.3 I got today.
You got some balls, man.
It's easy to drive though, right?
It is easy to drive. It's just, I don't trust myself because the steering's so heavy.
But did you get the rear kind of moving around a little bit on the exits?
Twice.
Nice.
Twice, yeah.
Where do you get to?
You got a 50 flat, bro. You smoked your
Nice.
ass.
Oh my God.
I was thinking you were gonna break 50. I thought you might, but it's really hot
I
out
think
there.
if I really tried, I could, but
Yeah.
I was telling him, like, my wrists just can't quite handle
I know.
it. Yeah.
Dude, it's weird, right? The wheel's so small.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't know if you get like the cramping in your palms.
Oh my God. Every time coming up to 11, I had to do this.
Yep.
Otherwise, like, it's over. I can't even turn the wheel.
And then the other trick is like when you're coming through turn 5, that long, you basically kind of lodge your elbow against the edge just to hold it in place, so you can take a little bit of a break.
I wasn't sure if I should like steer with my elbows out or like in.
Definitely in's gonna give you more, but like sometimes you can brace
I went
a little
out
bit.
briefly, and then like a rock or something,
Yeah.
it stung like a.
That'll happen too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fun though, huh?
It's so fun.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Wow. What an
A
experience.
50.5 was your best. You had a 50.2 up.